Hello, my fellow gangsters. This is my review of Cute Bird 2 on the Unity Asset Store. If you like this asset, please consider using my affiliate link in the description below. It's made by Surayin. So the first part of my review was to test the developer response time. So I sent them an email with a simple but kind of pointless question, and they replied within 2 hours. So that's really good. So they get a star for that. I started a new project with the Universal Render Pipeline. I'm using Unity 6, specifically 6000.0.49. So when you install this package, it has to install a toon shader. And you can see it has a bunch of animations, some FBXs of the bird, and a bunch of different textures. So I'm going to open the Cute Bird Prefab 2 scene. And you just have to wait a bit for my slow computer to compile shaders so that it stops having a blue color. But yeah, I got a bunch of nice looking different versions of the bird. Looks pretty cool. And in the Cute Bird 2 scene, there's a whole bunch of different animations. It's got idle, being happy, waving hello, feeling sick, eat, attack, taking damage, dying, a jump, saying yes and no, a different idle, flying, and then flying but leaning to the left and to the right, so that's good, you can blend that. Same with when he's walking, you can lean left and right. And you can just cycle through all the different prefabs that he had already set up. So it's pretty good. It's got quite a few different versions you could use. These are all the textures of the bodies. 1024 by 1024. There's quite a few of them. And then the face texture is separate, so you could mix and match. Or you could probably really easily just draw your own face if you wanted to. So it's pretty easy if you wanted to like customize it. So lots of customization. So that gets another star from me. Now for the next part of my review, I'm going to check it with I'm going to run it through the Unity Project Auditor, which looks for any really badly optimized code or anything super bad. Since it's just art, it probably would have no problems, but just in case. So go to the project auditor, start analysis. And it has 0 major issues. So that's good. So that gets a star from me. So for my other test, I am going to merge it with my glorious ladybug. Link in the description below. This will just show how easy it is to integrate it with something else. So I want to use my code that makes my ladybug walk around and see how easy it is to have the birds walking around. My asset uses the Universal Render Pipeline. It has the new AI navigation package and the new input system as dependencies. And I've just got some animations and some code and my ladybug guy. So if I go to my Hibby Games folder, the ladybug folder, and then scenes, there's the example follow position 1. So I want him to see how hard it is to just make it so that the bird walks when you click, and it should use the bird's animations. I have a script that basically detects how much he's moving, how much distance he's moved, and then it feeds a value of velocity into the animator. And then the animator can blend between the different animations like standing idle or walking. And for some reason, TextMesh Pro is not installed fully until you look at it and make Unity notice it, and then it has a pop-up where it will try to install it. So on my Ladybug, I have this follow position script, and I'm just gonna copy that component and hide the Ladybug. And then let's get the prefab of the bird. We had a bunch of prefabs inside the cute bird folder, prefab folder. I'll just grab one of them, drag it into the scene. It's tiny, so I'm going to scale it up to 4 times as big. And paste component as new. So now it's got the same script that the Ladybug had. And he has an animator on him, which that script needs. I'm going to hide the rim light and move the lights up just because they're kind of intense for this shader on the bird. And so the animator that the Ladybug has, you have an idle animation, you have the walk animation, and you transition between them based on a velocity, if it's greater or less than a number. So we have a parameter for velocity, and we have another parameter for velocity ROT, velocity rotation. So those are what my script is sending in based on how much he's moving. And so let's just make a brand new animator so that it's empty, and then we can just start fresh with having just the cute bird idle and the cute bird move walking animation. So I'll attach that empty new animator onto him. And let's find his idle animation. And drag that in. So that's going to be the default animation. I'm just copying exactly what was in the Ladybug, basically. So then we need a walking animation. So the move animation. And let's add the parameters float, velocity, and float, velocity rot for rotation. So right click, make transition, and select the transition. It does not have an exit time, and the condition is that velocity is greater than 0.2. So if the script notices that he's moving that speed, then we'll transition to the move animation. And then going the other way, same thing, except if it's less than 0.2. And I'm going to right click the move and create a new blend tree and select that, and it's a 1D blend type. It's using the parameter velocity rotation, and click this little thing and add, so that has 3 different motion fields. So there's 3 different animations, and it's going to blend between them based on velocity rotation being minus 0.7, 0, or positive 0.7. So in the first one, if it's turning to the left by the speed of up to minus 0.7, I want it to do move left where he's leaning to the left. So I'll add that one, and then in the middle one, add the normal move animation. And on the last one, move right. So those ones will lean. So if I look at this guy and press play, and then I drag the velocity rotation between minus 0.7, he's leaning to the left, and then positive, he's leaning to the right. So it blends between the animations. And the script will tell it that number. So now when I play, if I tap to walk, it's gonna both walk, and also if he's turning, he should lean a bit. So I just have him following the transform of another game object, and that game object is just moving around on the nav mesh to where you click. So that worked pretty well. So if I go to my other example follow position 2 scene, then I had a bunch of ladybugs and they're all moving just totally randomly. So they're all doing the same thing. They just follow a game object, and that game object, instead of me clicking to move it, it is just waiting a moment and then picking a random position to move to. So if I did the exact same thing here, then I could have them all be birds. So first of all, how many do I have? There's 15 of them. So I'm going to grab 15 of the cute bird prefabs. And scale them all to 4. And then, so if I wanted to replace the first ladybug, I'll copy his component for his script. And I'll hide him and paste component as new onto the bird. And I could just do the same thing for each one. The only difference between all these scripts is they just have a different target transform. I could also should copy the position of them. So paste position. Yeah, so if I just do that for every single one of them, which takes a while, so we will skip through this. And also I want to get rid of that rim light and move the lights up because it's too intense for these guys. And then I just need to update them to have that newer animator controller. The cute bird animator controller. So now I think they're set up the same. And they should just walk around randomly. Yeah, so that's pretty good. One thing I'm noticing is that the radius that they're bumping into each other is too wide. But that does look really good, I think. Could have a bunch of little bird dudes running around. I want to make it so I can control one of these guys. So on his nav mesh agent, I'm going to change it. I'm going to turn on tap to move and turn off random destination. So he'll stop randomly walking around and he'll do like that other scene where you tap somewhere to walk there. And I think I have a script for this somewhere. Look at target. I'm going to put that on the camera so that he will look at him. So where is he? I want to drag CuteBird00B onto the target. And I think I'll move the camera up a bit. But yeah, so it does work quite well, but I noticed that instead of him stopping moving, he's getting pushed by the other birds and he starts walking. And it's just because the collision radius is too wide on all of them. You can sort of see them walk into him and he moves. So you can see the width of these navigation things. So I'll select all these nav mesh agents and just bring the radius down so that it matches them a bit better. That might be too skinny. Now they'll walk through each other a little bit, but whatever. You can just tune it until it's good. That looks a little better to me. Yeah, so that wasn't that hard to integrate with my own stuff, so I have to give it a star for that. And since I just really like it, my own opinion, I'll give it another star. Therefore, my final rating is 5 stars out of 5 stars. Peace out, my fellow gangsters.